What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mutupi. We're back on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be speaking about some of the top 5 best practices that I use in order of me to be able to stay focused. And just so I can be able to be done with this lighter, guy, I've got my one brother standing there waiting for this lighter so I can get done with it, because I'm actually supposed to put this on and show you guys that, putting on a dupe actually does help in terms of what type of a duper is it. Is it ones that are helping out in terms of scent, ones that are helping out in terms of spiritual things and all those things, So yeah, normally I'll just start up just like this, be able to just like put that aura or that environment around me just so it can be able to just help me stay focused. But I've got top 5 points that are super important, and I need you guys to stay with me up until I cover. I'm going to be covering from the top 5 all the way to the top 1. So the most important one is the top 1 instead of the top 5. So it's actually important of you to stay up until the last one. Okay, guys, so you did stay up with me up until here, on which we are now going to be breaking down some of the top 5 best principles that are going to help you stay focused. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to be breaking it down from the 5th one up until the 1st one. So the last one is actually the most important one. The 5th one is that you need to stay focused on the most important thing, which is writing down the tasks or specific duties that you are required to do. So one thing that I've been able to see by myself is that I've got a busy mind. There's always things that are coming up to me on a daily basis that I need to be putting my focus or attention on. But remember that if all those tasks are coming to me and I'm trying to put my attention or focus on all of those tasks, it's going to be super impossible of me to be able to just literally be able to do all those or hit my deadlines on time, because I'm now looking at this and I'm also looking at this and I'm looking at this. And remember with the fact that whatever that you put your attention or energy on, it actually does expand. So if you're putting your attention or energy on a lot of different types of tasks, then it's going to be difficult of you to be able to handle it. But if you've got let's say 5 tasks that you're able to break down, write them down, and then afterwards you're able to set also the deadlines of it, it also helps because you're able to now put laser focus on that specific one task. Maybe it's going to take an hour or 2 hours. When you're done, you can be able to move over to the second task, and so with the third and the fourth and the fifth. That way it helps you be able to put laser focus on one specific task, but also it helps you be able to still remember the things that you are required to do, because when you get a bit more busier, when things start to come on your side, obviously it gets to a point where you can't manage all those things. But by writing them down, it means that you can always just go back on your journal or your diary or whatever that you are using to write down, and you are able to see all those tasks. So that is the top that is actually the 5th point that I've got. Now we're moving over to the 4th point. Okay, so now guys, so we were able to break down the 5th one. Now we're moving over to the 4th one. And obviously it gets exciting the more we go down, it gets more exciting. But the 4th one is actually you need to know and understand what it is that you're busy with, what it is that you're putting your focus onto. Because if you don't know or you don't understand it, obviously you'll be led to things such as you'll be bored of whatever that you're doing. You're going to lose interest in whatever that you're doing because you haven't got knowledge onto how you can attack that specific activity or task. But if you know and understand what it is that you're actually busy with, you know that, okay, maybe my task is to look at the market and I need to put laser focus on GBP, JPY, understand what is the movement of it for today. Then what happens is that when you know how GBP, JPY moves, when you know the pips that it actually does move in, when you know the outcomes, some of the fundamental reasons that can affect it, then you know what you can expect. You know how you can even handle or attack it. So that is the 4th tip. And one thing that I like about this is that it helped me a lot, because in order to know something, you have to go through a process. And that process, we call it the learning phase, the learning process. So obviously it means that you're going to be focusing more on learning before you can act or implement on a specific task. Till this day, there will be some specific things that I'll need to do that is a high priority that's needed, let's say within the next hour or within the next 2 hours. That's a deadline, and you still see me going out there searching, getting as much research as possible, watching maybe 1 or 2 YouTube videos, just so I can get a clearer perspective or a clearer understanding of that specific topic or that specific activity or task. And then once I'm able to understand it, it means that the outcome or the results or whatever that I'm going to be working on, the efforts that I'll be putting in, I'll be able to put it with a bit more confidence, because I know what I'm doing, and I'll be excited to be doing that specific task, because at the end of the day, it's something that I'm aware of, and it's something that I've got knowledge on. So that is the 4th tip. So now let's move over to the 3rd one. And remember, the more it goes lower, the more it actually gains. That's the more it opens up our mindset. So make sure that you do stay up until the very first one. But if you haven't yet already hit that subscribe button, make sure that you do, guys, and comment below what it is that you'd like to, touch a bit more on. Maybe some of these tips that I mentioned here you are already applying and you want some guidance on it, or maybe some of the things that I didn't speak about you feel like it's needed to be said out there. You can comment below. Maybe I can get to pin your comment, and some people out there can also get to see that we are sharing knowledge. We're sharing knowledge here and there. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like, and let's move over to the third one. Okay, guys, so we're able to break down the fifth one and the fourth one. So now we are at the third one, and you staying up until here, it actually does show that you are one of those people that are like interested in knowing about self-improvement and focus more about what it is that I can do in order of me to become a better person, just so I can grow in whatever field that I'm in. Mostly the people that are watching these videos are into the forex market, but whatever field that you are in, then you can still focus and grow onto it, you understand? So the third one that I've got here is that you need to visualize and meditate. So what that helps with is that it helps you be able to clear your mind. So let's say now, for instance, here I am, I'm about to enter the markets, and yesterday, whatever that affected or influenced my mindset, there are things that did actually influence and affect me on the previous day. Whether I had a positive day, whether I had a negative day. If I had a positive day, I can enter today with the mindset of, hey, what if today I double mark? What if I still have another positive day? What if I do? There's a lot of things that are affecting my mind. Just because of yesterday's win, I'm thinking that today is promised as a win too, you understand? But if I lost yesterday, it can still affect my mind in terms of what if I lose, or what if I want to bring back that loss? Can I double mark? Can I do this? There's a lot of things that still affect your mind. That's why they say each and every single day you need to take it as a single day, and you need to put laser focus on that single day. So what I'm saying here is that you need to meditate, you need to also visualize. Close your eyes, just look at, let's say, before you analyze, before you do whatever that you're doing, before you putting into action, into that task that you've been given, you need to just sit down, close your eyes, listen to something that's going to calm you down. On top of that, visualize the outcome that you're expecting, visualize the outcome that you actually do want, and from there, it's going to help you, when you do open your eyes, it's going to help you come back with a clean mindset, know that each and every single day is a single day, and be able to just work towards the maximum or put in the most potentials in terms of whatever that you're doing, and that's going to help you be able to stick to having laser focus onto your craft. So let us move over to the second one. Remember, second and first, those are the most important ones. So let us get to the second one. Okay, now so the second point, guys, and you are the one of the most strongest ones, because each and every point we kept on filtering out people. Meaning that the fifth point, there's people that watched it but didn't get to the fourth one. Third one, same thing. So if you are now on the second one, obviously it shows how dedicated and how willing you are and hungry you are for whatever that you're working on, whatever that you need to be able to work on your focus in order to get to your destination on. So yeah, that's it. But the second one is that you need to avoid distractions. So one thing that I was able to see, or one thing that I was able to experience in my journey, is that there comes a lot of distractions, you understand? So distractions can come in different types of ways. It could be people, it could be social media, it could be TV, it could be anything that's literally close to you. I know one guy, he's super successful, he's been able to do a lot of things, and in order of him to not be able to be distracted, he literally had to get rid of everything that was around his surroundings. Because why? And I asked him, why don't you have anything in your apartment? And he was like, you know what, this way it's better, because as soon as I just walk in the apartment, I just see a table and a laptop, and it only forces me to work only on a table and a laptop, because he won't get the benefits of sitting down watching TV. He won't get benefits of being able to have a lot of things that are accessible, all those things. But if you've got snooker table at home, and you've got a couch, and you've got TV, and you've got Wi-Fi, all those, okay, Wi-Fi, we do need that, but you've got all these things. If you've got all the, then when you are bored, when you're tired, there's a higher chance that you can be let me just go see what's happening on the snooker table. Let me just play chess for 15 minutes. There's a lot of distractions towards that, you understand? But also social media. So how I went with it is that obviously you start small. People are always on social media, we're always going through social media, but you need to start cutting off certain things. You don't have to be following everyone that all those things, because there's people that you follow that are not going to benefit you. So the most important thing is that follow the ones that are benefiting you, and make sure that even the status, don't be browsing through statuses all day, because this one is saying this one is saying that, this one is saying that. Imagine you just woke up and this one just say that they lost this much, this one say they bought a car, this one say this. Automatically your mind is going up and down, because now you're feeling like you're caught up in the mix, you understand? So you need to cut out all the distractions. Whatever that you can see that is distracting you, you need to cut that off and then focus more on putting that time and putting that focus on that skill or task that you're working on. So that is the second one, which is you need to be able to just cut out distractions. Now let us move over to the first one, the one that you've been waiting for. Okay guys, so now we are at the very first one, the very first one which you've been waiting for, and it is, you obviously need to put your attention into praying. So most people out there are not putting their attention into praying, and that actually does help out with a lot of things, because there is a physical world that we're seeing, and there's also a spiritual world that you are not seeing with your naked eye. But if you are able to just kneel down, speak to God, have that closer relationship with them, depending on also your religion, because I understand that not everyone follows maybe the same type of religion. There's different types of practices that people take in order of them to be able to go through that praying process. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you need to be able to do that each and every single day, whether it's at night, whether it's during the day, whether it's late. But I highly recommend you to do in the morning when you wake up. Obviously, I asking for guidance and protection throughout the day, and also at night, being grateful of the things that you're able to experience throughout their day. So one thing that I've done is that I grew up in a Christian home, and my mom and them, we would always go to church every Sunday. That's how I grew up. But back then, for me, it wasn't strictly, it wasn't too strict for me. It was just a culture, family culture thing. So I didn't take it serious up until 2017, 2018, when I started trading. And obviously trading teaches you about the psychology, teaches you about the mindset, teaches you about a lot of things that also you learn about you. And also one thing that I've done is that I noticed that some journeys that I'm going through, I can't just go through them alone just like that, you understand? So I needed God on my side. So I started going through this praying phase, but I wasn't too committed to it up until late 2018, when you guys know my story. I was in over 150,000 debt, and I nearly saw dust. I was just going through a lot of things at just the age of 20. I think I was 19 or 20 at the time. And for me, it was too much. So I just needed to do what? That's when I started focusing more on prayer. So I'd pray every single day. Since then, it became a habit. Till this day, I still pray. And there's some situations or obstacles that I'm able to just still face or be in till this day. But I'm able to overcome them because of what? Because of prayer. And one thing that I like is that it helps me also be focused on my vision now. So prayer is much more bigger than being focused on the task that you're working on, or whatever that maybe you have to clean this glass super clean, but it's sparkling clean, it shines and stuff. Prayer doesn't help you clean it super clean so it shines. Prayer helps you be able to see the longer term vision. It helps you know that if I do happen to clean it super clean, it means that out of let's say what can happen is that you can get an opportunity. Maybe someone that owns a big company can see what you've done with the work that you've done, and then it can give you an opportunity to come and work at the maybe manufacture and clean 1,000 glasses a day, which you're gonna be getting this much. Or maybe prayer opens up a lot of doors, and it also closes down a lot of enemies trying to bring you down, in terms of, because focus is something else. If you don't have focus, you can't get things done. So the best way you want to target someone in order to let them not succeed is to ruin their focus. If you see that your friend is whenever he's in the house, he's pushing, he's doing this, he's doing, and within the next 2 years, this one is gonna be a millionaire, and you don't like that. Obviously, what are the things that you're gonna want to distract this person? You're gonna want to ruin their focus on their craft, just so they don't get to where they're trying to go. So you need to pray against such. Pray against people trying to bring you back. Pray against things that are gonna pull you back. But more importantly, pray towards the vision. Pray towards everything, the tasks that are coming your way. Are those tasks going to help you? Because find out that you are dedicating your time on something that is not even going to help you at all. So pray that whatever that you are doing on a daily basis, every single task, every single activity is actually growing you and helping you become a better person. But guys, that is my top 5 take-home tips that I would like to leave you guys with. And I think the most important thing for you guys now is to make sure that you've already subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I just want to be able to filter out people that just like my YouTube videos and people that are loyal fans of me. So the difference between the two is that these ones have just only subscribed, but these ones, this side here, are the ones that actually press the bell. These ones are the ones that actually press the bell. So whenever I get to upload, they get notified. So make sure that you are one of those loyal ones that are, in the family. And the most importantly, guys, I think I'll just see you in the next YouTube video. It's a boy, Liso Mutupi. Thank you so much for watching up until this very end. Comment below also what you guys think about my top 5 tips.